Hi guys, we're going to be working on your animation project using Google Slides. For this project, you're going to be creating an animation that shows a walking sequence. So read through the instructions to make sure that you understand what you're doing. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to come down to your resources at the bottom of your assignment and you're going to watch the Artist Uses Simple Art, which is a video about an artist that creates animations of inanimate objects, because this is the theme for what kind of animation you'll be creating. Once you've watched that video, you're going to watch the next video, which shows you how to create an animation of a character walking across the screen in 4 cycles. We're going to be using these 4 cycles to animate whatever inanimate object you choose to animate. Here's an example of what we're going to be making. So I've taken an inanimate object that's a banana and I've brought it to life by giving it eyes and a mouth and legs and arms. So whatever inanimate object you are choosing, you're going to create an animation on Google Slides showing that character walking across the screen. We'll be doing this by breaking down your character into slides that show that character in the 4 different walking cycle positions. So you're going to create your character on a Google slide, and using 4 different slides, you're going to create a character with his arms and legs in the contact position, the down position, the passing position, and the up position. The YouTube video that you should have watched before this breaks this down in a little bit more detail for you. When you're ready to start, you're going to open the animation walking sequence Google slide that has been attached to this assignment for you. On your screen, it will appear up in the corner where it says add or create, and you will see that that document has already been added for you. So that's the document that you're going to be using to start working on your animation. So this is what the document will look like when you open it up, and you can see that you have 4 slides, each one that has the name of the position that you will be creating with your character, and a reference picture that shows you where the arms and legs should be positioned to create that character. To get started, you're going to open your Google Slide document and you're going to choose what kind of inanimate object you would like to bring to life. I chose a banana, and when I did a search for this image, I searched for a banana that had no background. So if I change the color of my background, you can see that the banana has no white background. You can find images like this by either using the insert image option and searching the web, or you can simply open a Google search and search on a regular Google browser looking for a picture that has no background. Additionally, if you are having trouble finding a picture that has no background, you can use the skills you've already learned using photop.com to take any image you want and remove the background if that is something that you are interested in doing. Once you've decided what kind of inanimate object you would like to animate, you're going to give it a face using eyes and a mouth. And you can do this by using any of the shapes tools that are already available on Google Slides. We have circles for eyes. We have different shapes that you could use for a mouth, depending on whatever kind of mouth you'd like to create. Then you're going to use the line tool right here, the regular line tool, and you're going to create arm and leg segments. Each arm should have at least 2 segments so that you can reposition them in different shapes to show the different positions of your character walking around. You're going to create your character on the first slide using the contact position. So your character's arms and legs should match the arms and legs in your reference picture. This is going to establish your character and set you up for being able to continue creating that character on your next slide. Once you've established your character in the contact position, you can then copy your entire character design and paste it on the next slide. To copy your character, you're going to click with your mouse and drag, and this is going to give you a selection box. And as long as you make that selection box big enough to cover your whole character, all of the pieces of your character will be selected. All right, so I've got all of my characters selected, and now I'm just going to right click and I'm going to copy all of those shapes. I'm going to move on to my next slide and I'm going to paste those shapes. And now I can reposition the character's arms and legs to show the next walking cycle, which is the down cycle. I'm going to repeat this step for the next 2 slides to make a version of my character using the passing cycle and in the up cycle. Use these references to see where you should reposition the arms and legs. So once you have created an animation that has your 4 different walking cycles, you're going to move each of those slides over slightly so it appears as if the character is walking across the screen. You're then going to repeat that again to finish your animation's transition all the way across. You can repeat this as many times as you want to create a smoother animation. Once you have a slide that shows each of your walking cycles and you have repeated them so your character is moving all the way across the screen, you want to add some slides of your character coming to life at the beginning to start your animation. So what I've done is I've taken my character that was completely finished, I copied him, and I added him to a slide at the very top of my document, and I got rid of all of his facial features and arms. Then I created another duplicate, and I slowly added the facial features one at a time to create the idea that my character is slowly coming to life, where his eyes appear, his mouth appears, and then all of his arm and leg parts appear. This is a whimsical little technique to create the sense that your character is coming to life. Then we continue with the slides that you've already made to show that character walking across the screen. Finally, to make this nice and finished, you're going to delete the reference and the title on the slides where you created your first positions. And then you're going to add a background picture to your entire presentation so that your character has a background that he is walking through to give it a little bit more of a lifelike quality. You can click on background, choose an image, and I believe that I chose an image of grass just to show that my banana was walking through a grassy field. You can use any image you want for your background, but you must create some kind of background. You cannot leave it empty or blank or a solid color. So I chose this grass right here because I thought it went really well with my banana design, and I inserted it. And I added that to my theme by clicking on the Add to Theme to repeat that picture on all of my background pictures. And that is how I created this finished walking animation of my little banana character. So have fun with this and make sure you reference the walking cycle YouTube video if you need to review how to create a character walking sequence that looks really smooth and realistic.